Good morning, fourth graders. This math lesson is lesson 93. This one you should be working on Tuesday, March 24th. Before I start, I just want to remind you that the mental math problems, those would be great problems to be going through with your parents or your babysitter or whoever, grandparents, whoever is watching you. If your parents have to work, to just go through those mental math problems with the adult or older sibling that is with you before starting on your work, okay? And then the problem-solving problem as well, to work through that one together. All right, so today's lesson is about estimation. So estimation can help us to prevent mistakes. If we estimate the answer before we multiply, we can tell whether our answer is reasonable or makes sense. And I talk to you guys about that all the time, that our answers need to make sense. Sometimes our answers are silly, and then we see it and we look at it later and we're like, ooh, why did we put that? So if we estimate before, it can help us in the end to make sure our answer makes sense. All right, so this problem here says, this is a story problem, Luke multiplied 43 by 29 and got 203. Is his answer reasonable? Okay, so we can estimate. When we estimate, we change one or both of our numbers in this example. And remember that an answer in a multiplication problem is called a product. So the product he got was 203. Is it reasonable? That's what we're trying to figure out. So here is one way to estimate if his answer is reasonable. So we have 43. So the 3 tells us to round the number down to make it go to 0, make the 40 become a 0. And 29 is really close to 30, so we're going to round that up to 30. So 40 times, that is really big. I'm going to rewrite it over on the side, smaller. That is just too big to work with. All right, 40 times 30. So we know how to multiply 2 by 2-digit numbers, but I will go over the process again. 0 times 0 is 0. 0 times 4 is still 0. We have to put a 0 in the ones place. Then we go to our tens over here, our 3, and you can circle if that's helpful for you. 3 times 0 is 0. And then 3 times 4 is 12. Then we have to add those two, and we get about 1,200. Okay, so let's go back to what Luke said. Luke said he said about 203. So is his answer reasonable? No. So remember, I like to think about these as money. $200, is that close to $1,200? $1,200 is over 1,000. And then there's $200. They are not comparable. They are not anywhere close. So his answer is not reasonable. That doesn't make any sense. Another way to solve this, you know what 4 times 3 is? 4 times 3 is going to give us 12. And then you can just put your 2 zeros at the end. So we know that his product is not reasonable. It does not make sense. It's nowhere close to 1,200. So saying 40 times 30 is not going to give us 200, close to 200. All right, here is another one. Estimate the product of 38 and 53, then find the exact answer. Okay, so this one, there's 2 parts to it. We're going to estimate first and then find the exact answer. All right, so we have 38 and 53. Okay, so they want us to round first, so I'm going to do that first. When it says estimate, we're rounding something. 38, the 8, tells us to raise the score, to go up one more with a 3. So the 3 becomes a 4. And then our bossy 3 here tells the 5 to stay at rest. So the 5 is going to become a 50. So this is what we're going to multiply for our estimation, 40 times 50. Okay, so here's the other way to do this, what I was explaining just a minute ago. 4 times 5 is 20. And then we have 1, 2 zeros. So we're going to add 2 zeros. All right, so we got 2,000. So now we're going to see if that is close. And I'm going to go to a new page to rewrite the numbers. I'm going to be honest, I don't love that yellow color either. All right, so we are going to find the exact product. The product is an answer in a multiplication problem. All right, so we're going to start by multiplying in the ones place here. 3 times 8, that gives us 24. We have our 4, and we carry our 2. I'm going to put our plus sign to remind me to add. I'm going to change my color again. Then I go diagonal. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 more is 11. We have our very important next step. We have to put a 0 here. That 0 has to go there. Very important. All right. And we're going to multiply in the tens place. 5 times 8 is 40. We have our 0 at the bottom. Then I'm going to mark off the 2 and put plus 4. Because that is a new number that I need to add. All right. Then I'm going to multiply 5 times 3 plus 4. 5 times 3 is 15. Plus 4 is going to give us 19. So now we have to add. And I'm going to go back to my purple. All right. 4 plus nothing is going to give us 4. 1 plus nothing is 1. 1 plus 9 is 10. We put our 0 here. We carry our 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2014. So our estimate was about 2,000. And our exact was 2014. And those are 14 points away. I would say that is pretty close when we are estimating in math. All right, so we'll just click our way through. Ooh, quotients. Ooh, we have to remember what a quotient is. And I am confident that you all remember a quotient is an answer in a division problem. So this time we're going to estimate the quotient of 1,845 divided by 6. All right, so we're going to do some rounding. Now, when we estimate for division, we have not done two digits divisors. We have only done one. So I don't do anything with the 6. Leave the 6 the same. Now, 1845, we're going to round. So this 4 is an important part that's going to tell us what to do with the 8. So the 4 is less than 5. It tells us to stay at rest. So 8 stays at rest, stays 1,800. We should be able to estimate this pretty reasonably, okay? We know that 6 can't go into 1, so we just put a 0 there. 6 can go into 18 3 times. So if we want to go through our process, does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers raw? There's not going to be a remainder because there's zeros here, but I'll leave that there for you. 3 times 6 is 18. Then we subtract. 18 minus 18 is 0. Bring down our 0. 6 can go into 0, 0 times. Then we subtract 0, we get 0. We bring down our other 0. 6 can go into 0, 0 times. So our estimate is 300. That's our quotient. Our estimated quotient is 300. All right. And that seems pretty reasonable. It just asked us to find the estimate, so we don't need to find the real answer for that one, the real quotient. So we're going to do a couple of the lesson practice problems. It says to first estimate each product or quotient and then to find the exact answer. So we're going to do 58 times 23. It says to estimate first and then find the exact answer. I would recommend doing these as well. I know I don't have it written in my plans, but they're just a really good specific review on the brand new concept that you've learned. If you have questions, feel free to send me an email or to ask to Zoom with me. I would be glad to see that. I'd be so happy to see your faces. All right, so we're gonna do this one as an example. So 6 times 2 is 12. And then we have 2 zeros. So that's our estimated answer. Now we are going to solve the problem. We have 8 times 3, which is 24. We put our 4 underneath, and then we have to add 2 up here. Okay, then we go over 3 times 5 is 15 plus 1 more, or plus 2 more is 17. We get 174, and then we have to put our 0. Change in my color. All right, and then we go to our tens place here. 2 times 8 is 16. 6, and I'm going to cross off that 2 and put plus 1. And change my color again. All right, 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 more is going to give us 11. Now let's add. See what we get. 4 plus 0 is 4, 7 plus 6 is 13. 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3. We get 1,334. That is close. Interesting. All right. And then we're going to do one that is a quotient now, because I think it is helpful to do that. All right, so the one that is division in these examples is 9 and 1845. It says to estimate first and then solve it. So again, we're going to look at the 4. Tells the 8 to stay the same. 9 divided by 1800. And remember, does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers? Raw. All right, 9 can go into 1 no times. 9 can go into 18 2 times. 2 times 9 is 18 minus 18 is 0. We bring down a 0. 9 can go into 0 0 times. Minus 0 is 0. And we bring down another 0. 200. Remember, when we do a division problem, we should check it as well. So we do 200 times 9, 0, 0, 18. Okay, so that is good. Now I'm actually going to go to another page because I am out of room on here. To divide 9 by 1845. All right, so 9 cannot go into 1, so we put a 0 above there. 9 can go to 18 2 times. 2 times 9 is 18. We're going to subtract 18 there. Bring down our 4. 9 cannot go into 4, so we put our 0 at the top. 0 times 9 is 0. 4 minus 0 is 4. Now we bring down the 5. 9 can go into 45 5 times, because 5 times 9 equals exactly 45. 45 minus 45 is 0, so 205 is our answer, but we're not done. We need to check it. 205 times 9. All right, 5 times 9 is 45. Carry our 4. 9 times 0 is 0, plus 4 is 4. 9 times 2 is 18, so we got 1845. All right, so there is your math lesson for Tuesday, March 24th. Thank you for watching.